You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Sunday the 10th of May, 2026. It is 51 days after the spring equinox. It is 42 days before the summer solstice. Today is Mother's Day. In today's episode, Catbirds, The Panic of 1837, India Stirs Against British Rule, J. Edgar Hoover, and How Danish People Raise Their Kids. The sun rises today at 5:44 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:52 p.m. The sun sets today at 8:01 p.m., civil twilight ends at 8:32 p.m., and nautical twilight ends at 9:10 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes 5 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waning crescent phase and is 42% full at midday. The moon rises today at 2:22 a.m., and then it sets at 1:07 p.m. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the early morning, high tide, 5:04 a.m., 1 meter 34. In the late morning, low tide, 11:23 a.m., 15 centimeters. In the evening, high tide, 5:40 p.m., 27 centimeters. At night, low tide, 11:51 p.m., 27 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, catbirds live among us all year round, but now the weather is warmer, you're more likely to spot one. They are smallish birds, a little more petite than their relatives, the mockingbirds. They have even gray plumage, but if you look closely, they have a black spot on top of their heads, like a little yarmulke. They like living in thickets of shrubbery and vines, so they can make themselves at home in secluded corners of large gardens, and quite a few live in Socrates Park. They're a little wary, avoiding open spaces, flitting in short flights from bush to bush. Their nests are small, neat cups, about 6 inches across and 2 inches deep, woven of twigs and lined with soft grass, hair, and pine needles. It's nice to see them about. Commemorations. On this day in 1837, the financial panic of 1837 began. The immediate cause was the suspension of payments in gold and silver coin by the major New York City banks. A currency crisis ensued, and runs on banks caused turmoil. Its causes are debated by historians. Was it a real estate bubble in the newly acquired Western territories? Was it the collapse of cotton prices? Or was it Andrew Jackson's closure of the Central Bank of the United States that made it impossible to control monetary policy? Whatever the cause, the financial depression that ensued was severe and lasted for more than a decade. A somber anniversary. On this day in 1857, the Sepoy Rebellion began in India. The subcontinent had by then come under the general control of the British East India Company. Sepoys were local men who served in armed units with British officers appointed by the company. The soldiers rebelled, and the uprising lasted for the better part of a year. As a result of the mutiny, the British government removed the East India Company from its role and established direct control over India. Within India, the rebellion is viewed as the first war of independence against the British Raj. On this day in 1924, J. Edgar Hoover was appointed head of the FBI, a position he would hold until his death. His role with the Bureau allowed him to amass extraordinary power, which, if we are being polite, we can say he used to his own benefit. If we aren't being polite, well, some things are better left unsaid. FBI directors now have strict term limits. Culture clashes. On this day in 1997, a 30-year-old Danish actress, Annette Sorensen, went for dinner at the Dallas barbecue restaurant in the East Village with the American playwright who was the father of her child. While they were having dinner, she left her 14-month-old daughter outside the restaurant in a stroller. Other diners were alarmed, and the police were called. Sorensen and her partner were arrested for child neglect, and the little girl was taken into child protective custody. Sorensen was shocked, because in Denmark it's common to leave toddlers alone nearby to get fresh air while their parents enjoy a quiet meal together. Talk about a high trust society. Fortunately, charges were dropped, and the girl was returned to her mother a few days later. Finally, we mark Mother's Day today. Mother's Day is celebrated on different dates around the world, but this second Sunday in May is by far the most common date. And this year, Mexico, which celebrates on a fixed date of May 10, is in perfect alignment with the United States and Canada. So it's Mother's Day all across North America, from Oaxaca to the Yukon, except, of course, for the tiny French exclave of Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon off the coast of Canada. Happy Mother's Day to all. And that is the Observatory, Sunday the 10th of May, 2026.